What's up guys, my name is Julian, your solar expert, and today I'm going to be explaining one of the many ways that SunRun manipulates the numbers and can kind of take advantage of people. There's a lot of different strategies that they use, but this is a very common one that I see every week because all the time people call me basically asking me for help on their existing leased system, and the first thing I always do is ask people, hey, can you send me your original proposal so I can see how that system was built? And a lot of the time, I swear, it's like the rep said your bill is going to be completely taken care of, and then once I get the proposal, I see that there's only 60% energy offset or something that's far from where it needed to be in order to actually cover your entire bill. So I will say that depending upon where you are in the country, take this a little bit with a grain of salt because the equation can be different if you're in California versus Arizona versus Florida versus New York. Every place is a little bit different, but for the most part, these are some kind of just universal things that you need to know going solar to make sure that the system that you're buying is even near the correct size. So the first thing that SunRun does is they undersize the systems, and then they don't really explain to you that, hey, if you go with this system that's ideally smaller than what you may need, you're still going to have this much utility bill left. Not covering your entire utility bill is okay, but you need to understand that, let's say you don't want to invest $50,000 into a system that will cover everything. Maybe you only want to invest $35,000. That's okay as long as you understand that the $35,000 system could potentially be leaving you with 25% of your bill still. So what's really important is to know how many kilowatt hours a year you are really even using before you even go into the consultation. Just knowing, for example, that you use let's say 10,000 kilowatt hours a year, this can really quickly, smash this inaccuracy or, whatever you want to call it, devious sales tactic quickly, because if you see the proposal that is saying, hey, the system is only going to produce 6,000 or 7,000 kilowatt hours a year, but you know that you need 10, well, that's obviously a really important aspect of the conversation to have. Unfortunately, how SunRun and a lot of these other PPA and lease providers sell their systems is a very high pressure situation where they've knocked on your door. They're probably trying to get that appointment set for later that afternoon or as soon as possible. And then really the goal is to sit down with you for less than a couple hours and close you on the spot. That's how most of the SunRun salespeople work, and that's how they're trained. Basically don't get up from that kitchen table until you have a signature. That's ingrained into their mind over and over. It's pretty crazy. They almost know nothing about solar half the time. They're just getting sales training. So when you are in this high pressure environment and they're going through so much information, it's really easy to kind of just ignore some stuff or talk about another aspect of the project and get you to forget about huge aspects of the design and what system you're even buying. And unfortunately, I wish this wasn't true, but all the time I get calls from people and they've already had a proposal, or even worse, they already have their system installed and they're calling me basically asking, I feel like I have two bills now. I'm paying for my solar and then I still have a pretty big utility bill. And that utility bill, of course, isn't going to be as big as what it would have been because the solar is still probably providing 50% or more, of the coverage. But, it can be kind of, heartbreaking when you go solar thinking you're going to just have no electric bill and you have this expectation and then it doesn't end up actually coming to fruition that way because you realize, hey, the solar is not really covering everything that you need. So really important. Also, I just made a video that I probably posted just a couple days ago that talks about the correct battery sizing in relation to what solar system size you're buying. And so that's another really great one to watch as well, because having the right size solar system but having the wrong size battery can also really screw up the equation for what your leftover bill is going to be with the utility. So you have to have the right solar and the right battery together, given you're in a place that needs battery storage. A lot of the country still has just what we call a net metering 1 or 2.0 type of deal, where you get a retail value credit or just a one-to-one credit with the utility company. So If you have one of those deals going on, then your consultant needs to truly understand how the relationship with the utility company is working, because like I said earlier, if you're in California versus Florida or New York, the percentage offset that you may need or the excess or the battery storage may be different. And so speaking with a consultant that really understands your area is very, very, very valuable. It's, you know, it's like trying to buy a house by yourself and then, you know, shooting yourself in the foot on accident because you didn't have a realtor protecting you. So there are differences in this world between salespeople that are just trying to pull a quick one on you and salespeople that actually care about getting you the right system. I am the latter, and my team cares about actually getting you the right system and giving you a proper education to actually know what you're buying, and you know, that way you can actually benefit a lot more, because solar is such a no-brainer, but all of the devious sales tactics that go on in this world have, in my opinion, kind of put the brakes on solar in a lot of people's minds, because they're just kind of nervous about going down this path and, you know, getting taken for a ride. So anyways, feel free to reach out to me. I have coverage in over 30 states right now. If you would like help, give me a call. All my information is right in the description below. 760-473-5878 is my number, and my email is juliansolarguide@gmail.com. All right, thank you so much, and I hope you found this video helpful.